They thought you were losing, but listen closely. This is not a story of defeat. This is a manifesto of resurrection. Imagine a moment suspended between possibility and perception. Where the world sees weakness, you see potential. Where they draw conclusions, you draw breath. Every eye that watches you struggle is blind to the storm brewing within. They measure your journey by their limited understanding, by the visible stumbles, by the momentary pauses, by the external landscape of challenge. But they cannot see the tectonic shifts happening underneath your skin, the silent revolution of your spirit, the underground networks of resilience you are constructing. With every setback, you are not falling. You are excavating, digging deeper into the core of who you are meant to become. Your struggles are not chains. They are chisels, carving out the masterpiece of your most authentic self. Look at the scars they call weakness. These are not marks of destruction. These are battle emblems, proof that you have traveled through fire and emerged transformed. Each wound is a testament, a narrative of survival, a declaration that you are unbreakable. They think they understand defeat, but defeat is a language they speak. You are fluent in transformation. When they see a closed door, you see a threshold. When they recognize an ending, you recognize a beginning. Your perspective is not just different, it is revolutionary. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the architect of your own metamorphosis. Consider the caterpillar. The world sees its struggle in the cocoon as a limitation, but that struggle is precisely what generates the wings. That confinement is the crucible of flight. So when they whisper that you are losing, when their words try to clip your emerging wings, understand that their perception is the real limitation, not you. You are not defined by their narrow vision. You are defined by the fire inside you, the unquenchable force that refuses to be diminished, that transforms obstacles into opportunities, pain into power, setbacks into setups for extraordinary comeback. Every moment they believe they've beaten you, you are actually gathering strength, silent, strategic, brewing a response that will redefine their entire understanding of resilience. Your silence is not surrender. It is preparation. Your stillness is not weakness. It is concentration. You are not losing. You are loading the cannon of your most profound potential, gathering momentum, collecting every doubt, every dismissive glance, every moment they underestimated you, and you will transform them into rocket fuel, propelling you beyond their comprehension. This is not just survival. This is evolution in its most radical form. You are not just fighting back. You are fundamentally redesigning the battlefield, rewriting the rules of engagement. They see a moment. You see a movement, a revolution of the spirit that cannot be contained, cannot be controlled, cannot be conquered. So let them think you're losing. Let their assumptions be the wind beneath your transformative wings. Because what they call defeat is actually your most powerful resurrection. They think they know your breaking point. But breaking points are myths invented by those who never learned to bend. You are not a structure to be demolished. You are a living ecosystem of infinite adaptation. Imagine resilience as a living, breathing entity, not a static shield, but a dynamic force that grows stronger with each impact. Each blow becomes a teacher, each setback a secret weapon. They see fragmentation. You see reconstruction. Your pain is not a wound. It is raw material for transformation. Listen to the rhythm of your own becoming, the pulse of potential that beats beneath the surface of perceived defeat. Understand this fundamental truth. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is the most sophisticated form of strength. To be vulnerable is to be transparent. To be transparent is to be unbreakable. Because when you expose your struggles, when you reveal your internal landscape, you rob the world of its power to use those struggles against you. Your transparency becomes your armor. Your honesty becomes your weapon. They expected you to shatter, but you are learning to shapeshift, to move between states of being. Solid when stability is required, fluid when adaptation is necessary, gaseous when expansion becomes your strategy. Every moment they believe they understand you, you are already becoming something else, something beyond their comprehension. Your identity is not a fixed point. It is a continuous process of becoming, a river constantly redesigning its own course. Consider how the earth transforms. Tectonic plates shift beneath the surface, invisible movements creating massive changes. Your internal revolution mirrors this geological poetry. Slow, persistent, unstoppable. They measure your progress by visible milestones. But your real transformation happens in the unseen realms, in the quiet moments of introspection, in the spaces between breaths, in the silent conversations you have with your deepest self. Your growth is not a performance. It is a sacred dialogue between who you have been and who you are becoming. Embrace the complexity of your journey, the non-linear nature of true evolution. Some days you will surge forward, other days you will seem to retreat. But retreat is not defeat. It is recalibration, strategic withdrawal, gathering of inner resources. They want simplistic narratives, linear progressions, clear-cut victories. But your story defies their limited understanding. Your path is a constellation, not a straight line. Each point of light representing a moment of transformation, connected, interdependent, forming a map of unprecedented potential. Your struggles are not random. They are carefully orchestrated lessons, designed by the universe to chisel away everything that is not authentically you. Pain is the sculptor, challenge is the hammer, and you are the emerging masterpiece, unfinished, magnificent, perpetually in motion. So when they say you are losing, smile, because you know, losing is just another word for letting go. And letting go is the most powerful act of creation. They thought you were losing, but losing is a perspective, a narrative constructed by those who fear true transformation. Your journey is a quantum leap beyond their comprehension. Imagine yourself as a living paradox, fragile and invincible, broken and unbreakable, a symphony of contradictions that defies simple explanation. Every moment they counted you out was another moment you were rewriting your internal code, reprogramming the very DNA of possibility. This is not survival. This is radical recreation. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a creator of universes. Breaking through is not about force. It's about frequency, about vibrating at a level so intense, so authentically powerful, that limitations dissolve in your presence. Consider your pain as primordial energy, not something to be escaped, but something to be alchemized, transformed from lead into pure radiant potential. Every wound is a portal, every setback a doorway, into dimensions of self they cannot perceive. They measure your progress by external metrics, dollars, achievements, visible milestones. But your true revolution happens in the invisible realms, in the spaces between thoughts, in the quantum fields of pure potential. You are not rebuilding, you are birthing, giving life to versions of yourself that have been waiting, dormant, patient, ready to emerge. Your resilience is not a strategy. It is a living, breathing organism, intelligent, adaptive, constantly redesigning itself. Watch how the world shifts when you stop explaining, when you simply embody your transformation. No words, no justification, just pure, unapologetic becoming. They will try to categorize you, to place you in familiar boxes, to make sense of your journey through their limited lens. But you are beyond categorization, a force that refuses definition, that lives between the lines, beyond the margins of their understanding. Your power is not loud. It does not announce itself. It simply arrives, subtle, profound, irreversible, like a whisper that transforms into a hurricane. Remember this fundamental truth. Your greatest weapon is not resistance. It is presence, pure, unfiltered presence, where you are so completely here, so absolutely now, that the very fabric of reality bends around you. They thought you were losing, but you were always winning. Winning in ways they could never comprehend. Because winning is not about conquering external landscapes. It's about mastering your internal universe. About becoming so aligned, so profoundly connected to your core essence, that nothing can shake you, nothing can define you, nothing can limit you. You are not just surviving, you are expanding, constantly, relentlessly, beautifully. Let them watch, let them wonder. Your transformation is not a performance. It is a revolution, happening in real time, beyond their perception, beyond their understanding. You are the storm they never saw coming.